Good evening, everyone. My name is Alessandro Liu. We're doing part two of our study, Lincoln on Leadership. Um, really excited reading this next chapter. Just such useful, practical um, leadership skills that we can apply to our own lives to better our life and to better the lives of those that we lead over. And really impressed with Abraham Lincoln. Just really impressed with his ability to lead and to handle situations. Um, Lincoln was known, um, especially during the Civil War, for being out in the middle of the battlefield with troops. He was constantly visiting troops. In fact, if you go and look at the opening scene of the movie Lincoln, that is just out at the movie theaters now, with Daniel Day-Lewis playing Abraham Lincoln. The opening scene is him right there in the middle of one of the Union camps, talking to soldiers, greeting them, just acting just like a normal person. And what an honor for these troops that the commander in chief, the very person that's calling the shots, is out there in the middle of the battlefield with them, really genuinely interested in what they're doing and thanking them for their service. I mean, that speaks volumes as a leader, that you would reach down um, and encourage and compliment your subordinates. And Lincoln was, I mean, that was Lincoln's style. And what it later ended up becoming, what they call it, is MBWA, which is managing by wandering around. Um, and Lincoln was known for that. In fact, his secretaries said that he spent 75% of his time in meetings with other people. And that's just the way Lincoln was. He would be at hospitals visiting troops. He would be visiting his troops on the front line. He would be with members of Congress, showing up at their houses, showing up at the Capitol. Um, he would be in the homes of his generals, wanting to know firsthand. His philosophy was he personally wanted to hear and gather the information firsthand. It was very easy for him to just send somebody to get the information, but he thought if he could hear and understand the information unfiltered, that he was better able to lead from that perspective. And so Lincoln was a type of president that wanted to make people feel comfortable and relaxed in any setting. And so that's why he would show up. He would just show up unannounced so that there wouldn't be any kind of preparation or um, preparation that somebody needed to do prior to the president showing up. He just wanted to be known as just one of the guys, one of the people. So very interesting with Abraham Lincoln, and very impressed with his leadership style. He was also the type of president that wanted to lead without fear. Um, how often or how many times when you see somebody, whether the person is high up in the company or somebody of importance or a public figure, and you see them and you kind of get the starstruck, like, oh wow, I got to be on my best behavior, or you're in front of your pastor or something, you want to look all holy and stuff. And Abraham Lincoln didn't want that. He wanted people to be relaxed. He wanted people to know that I'm not afraid to be here. I shouldn't be afraid to be here. He wasn't worried about somebody assassinating him. In fact, the presidential security always had issues with Abraham Lincoln because he would meet with anybody. In fact, people would line up outside of his office, and for any reason they could just come and see him. And if they called him, he would talk to them, and he rarely would decline a meeting, especially if somebody made an effort to come see him. Um, he enjoyed what he called public opinion baths. And what these were social events that he would attend, and he would implore information from people that he would see at these social events and ask them their opinion on whatever it may be, the Civil War, or their opinion on um, a House bill or something that was going through the Senate. A lot of this had to do with slavery. He would always implore people about what they thought about slavery at the time, and get a lot of different opinions on that, obviously. He had a positive outlook and a pleasant disposition about himself. People saw President Lincoln to be very friendly, very down to earth, genuinely interested in what they had to say. When you got done talking to Lincoln, you felt like, wow, this guy really does care. And I think that's so important for a leader these days. And so as we look into our life application, as a leader that you are, whether you're over a team of people of 2 or a team of people of 300, it's important for you as a leader to reach down to those people that normally wouldn't have access to you. And those are the people that you're going to get the most realistic picture of what's going on in your organization. Those are the ones that if they feel comfortable around you, they will be brutally honest that that information they give you will help you in the long run. And so it's so important to reach down to people. They enjoy knowing that somebody at the top that is successful is reaching down to them and giving them advice and nuggets of what they can do to get to that point. And so it's very important as a leader that you also do that, and apply the philosophy that Lincoln had. He had an open door policy. Anybody could come and see him at any time. And I think that's super important for leaders, especially in today's day. We have so many people want to lock themselves up in their office, and so many people get these ego trips thinking that they're bigger and better than everyone else, and that's just not the truth, and that's just not a good leadership style to take on. So until we talk next, we will see you tomorrow. Have a good night.